In this section, we want to learn a very important skill. That is, how to use ChatGPT to write a scenario that both attracts the audience and prompts them to take action. In other words, you'll learn how to make your content not only good, but also purposeful and impactful. Every professional scenario usually consists of 3 parts. The hook means a strong start to grab the audience's attention. The body or main content is the explanation, instruction, or story that you can tell after the hook. CTA, or call to action, means inviting the audience to take a specific action like liking, following, or commenting. With this formula, you can easily write your scenario for any type of content and on any topic. At the very beginning of this formula, I used the formula from the previous session that we talked about, which is about how to practically communicate with ChatGPT. So if you haven't watched that session, make sure to watch it first and then come back to this session. Next, I'll give you 2 very practical examples so you can fully understand how to apply the formula so that you can use it according to the content and topic you have. First, in the formula, you need to define the role or function of ChatGPT. In this example, we told it that you are a professional content creation expert for the Instagram platform with experience producing thousands of successful viral and impactful videos. Then we explain to it what our scenarios are about and for which platform they are intended. For example, here we told it to write for an Instagram reel with the topic of introducing the Deep Academy brand perfume in Dubai, whose scent is inspired by a combination of artificial intelligence and videography. And finally, we tell it that the scenario should include a strong hook, an engaging body, and a targeted call to action that leads to sales. And as you can see, it writes an incredibly engaging scenario for us. Even though the scenario was quite unusual and challenging, it still performed very well. The hook is really intriguing, and the body is truly captivating. It even gives you some suggestions on what videos, text, and captions to use while creating the video. It even gives you some really interesting suggestions for editing. So if you can use those, whether with AI, or if you have the video footage, or if you go and record it yourself, you can easily edit it afterward, and your viral video will be ready. Here in its call to action, since we had said it should be targeted for sales, it's written that only a very limited quantity has been produced, and now click on the link to access its free sample. In other words, it's made a very appealing call to action so that anyone who's interested can go ahead and make their purchase. Let's look at another example together where we told it, you are a professional content writer with 5 years of experience creating viral and successful content. Then we tell it, I want you to write a scenario for an Instagram Reels video on the topic of at-home skin cleansing, and our audience is people who have skin problems and are looking for solutions. Without visiting a doctor, and the goal of the content is educational and to attract targeted followers. As you can see, this example is completely different from the previous one, and the style of the sentences and the words used are entirely different. So you can also personalize this formula for any topic you want to create content about, and even use some new and better words, give much more detailed explanations to ChatGPT, and get much better and more viral scenarios from it. And then at the end we wrote, the scenario should include a strong hook and an educational or explanatory body. At the end, it should also have a purposeful and irresistible call to action, meaning it should compel the audience to either follow, leave a comment, or even make a purchase from us. Well, as you can see, it gave us an amazing response. At first, it even suggests a location to us, and then it talks about the hook, which is really engaging, and it even mentions what kind of video you can use for the hook. In the second part, it talks about the body, explaining 4 different stages to you, and for each one, it also suggests what kind of videos or text you can use at the end. Then, it gives you a really good call to action, inviting people both to follow and to leave a comment. When ChatGPT knows what topic it's supposed to write a scenario for and you give it a professional structure, it becomes a full-fledged writer. You can even provide it with more and varied explanations to get more complete and better answers from it. In the next session, we'll move on to proper prompt writing for content creation.